Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm really excited to share a little more wisdom with you today, especially because I want to share a little bit more about EMF frequencies and what you can do about it. One of the biggest things that people are concerned with right now are a lot of the 5G towers and other things that are kind of being put out there. And as far as I can tell, when you start doing the research and looking at the science, there's, a lot of ninth graders that do science fair experiments showing that, Wi-Fi kills plants. In fact, in 2014, there were a bunch of ninth graders that did it so well, they got international attention showing that the plants were being killed by the Wi-Fi. Now, when we understand that like smart meters produce 10 times the radiation as Wi-Fi, it starts to make sense why in Sun City, Arizona, a bunch of old ladies that weren't sleeping anymore because they went and put smart meters secretly into the town actually got those removed. You now have to pay a fee, an extra fee, to keep your analog reader for your electrical meter instead of upgrading to a smart meter. They charge you more money. And it's because they're broadcasting that information all the way out to the road, and they need something strong enough to get it out to where they're reading the information. So I understand where they're coming from, but the problem I have is that it's causing horrendous health issues. People aren't sleeping. I've had people report headaches, migraines, the worst nightmares, and just all sorts of things that are caused by stress, joint pain. And then I've had the same people that report these issues, report them go away by keeping simple things made out of metal, resin, and crystals by. And it's using science showing that metal and resin works like an antenna, just because most of our devices have metal in them as an antenna. And when you start putting layers of those antennas together, you actually accumulate a lot of those frequencies. And if you actually put good frequencies in there, it radiates those frequencies back out. And cymatics is the science showing this. And they actually will tune the frequencies on these little speakers with sand on it, and you'll find these crazy patterns happen, these harmonic frequencies. And if we started tuning our devices to these harmonic frequencies, we would actually start seeing health benefits from our devices versus health problems. People live in entirely EMF-free zones simply to get away from these EMF frequencies. You can't even have a cell phone. You can't have Wi-Fi in these places because people get sick from them. And if people are getting sick, we have to be mindful of where we're putting these frequencies, how much of them, the frequency, the magnitude, all these other things. There's a lot of different factors that come into what causes these problems. Some people aren't sensitive. That's what we also need to realize. Some people aren't sensitive to the frequencies these devices put up, but some people are so sensitive that they have to come down and wash themselves off in the water. Literally, I live in Sedona, so I hear some of the craziest things people do to get rid of EMF frequencies out of the body. And when you start filling your body with good frequencies, which a creek out in nature, you feel the good frequencies, that's where the technology of orgone came from. Wilhelm Reich developed his boxes that were healing people, and he ended up going to jail for it because really complicated, but he died 2 weeks before he got out of jail of a heart attack. And he was creating devices that supposedly were creating free energy. So understanding these frequencies has been suppressed for about 70 years now. So for 70 years, this information has been suppressed. We're building cell towers on school campuses, and people are getting them removed. So we have the power as a people to come together and solve these problems, to create devices that fix the issues, to start retuning our devices to these healthy frequencies. Because I feel there's solutions out there. And I know there's solutions out there. So if we start working together, I know we can come up with these solutions that will fix these problems, and people can still enjoy their devices, still enjoy their cell phones, still enjoy all the luxuries that I also enjoy myself. I don't want to give them up, but I don't want them to be hurting people at a level that they are. That's the big thing. Go look at your iPhone warning manual. The new iPhone warning manual says you should not keep your phone next to your head. Think about that. That's just crazy. You should have it on speakerphone because it puts off too much radiation to keep it next to your head. They're warning us already. So we need to start listening to those warnings and start doing something about it. And just, there's simple answers. Go make your own orgonite. Look up how to make orgonite videos. Start burying them under cell towers. That's how I started. Or you can come buy mine on my website at organites.com. But again, it's very inexpensive to make. It's very cheap to make. And I encourage everyone out there to start doing it. So get out there and start helping people out because I guarantee it works.